Late afternoon, the sun dying behind gray clouds, the world steeped in pale blue shadow. Elira's feet ached as she returned from the market with arms full of fabric. The snow had turned to slush, soaking through her worn shoes. She stood for a moment outside the manor, staring up at its stone towers, so grand, yet so hollow. But the moment she opened the front doors, the familiar, sharp voice of Lady Caldria pierced the cold air. "You're late," she snapped. Ravella, lounging by the fireplace, inspected her nails. She probably stopped to stare at dresses she'll never wear. Elira set the fabric rolls down quietly. Her fingers were red, her cheeks flushed from the cold. Still, she nodded once, respectfully, and walked toward the kitchen. But Sarah stepped into her path. "We're not finished. You're going to tailor my sleeves tonight. I want them perfect. Last time, they were crooked." "They weren't," Mira said with a grin. "She just wants an excuse to slap her." Elira said nothing. She bent her head, taking the fabric again, and walked into the sewing room, a cold, narrow place in the basement lit only by candlelight. In the city, Lord Cairos could think of nothing else but the girl in the snow. "Her name," he murmured, pacing his private study. "I need her name." He had sent his steward to the market with a single task: find the girl with silver dark hair and a violet-threaded shawl who walked through the merchant district at midday. But no one seemed to know her. "She might be a servant," said the steward hesitantly. "A servant?" Cairos turned, eyes narrowing. "No, not with that grace. That was no ordinary girl." Still, he sent coins to the seamstress, the grocer, the fabric vendor, anyone who might have seen her. By nightfall, he had a name. "Elira," the messenger returned breathlessly. She's the ward of Lady Caldria, lives on the East Hill, but the townspeople call her the Ash Girl," Cairos whispered, almost reverently. "Even her name sounds like a fairy tale." He stood at once. "Ready the carriage. I want to see her again." Back at the manor, Elira's needle moved through the fabric with tired grace. The candle flickered low beside her. Her eyes had begun to close when, knock knock, heavy slow, from upstairs. She stilled. Footsteps thundered through the hall. Then the shriek of Ravella. "A carriage? At this hour?" Elira stood and crept toward the stairwell. Through the iron bars of the stair rail, she saw the front door open. Wind swept snow inside, and behind it, dressed in black velvet, eyes shadowed with gold, stood Lord Cairos Merenthil. All three sisters stood frozen. Lady Caldria narrowed her eyes, bowing with just enough grace to keep up appearances. "Lord Cairos, what an honor." "I'm looking for someone," he said. The sisters stepped forward eagerly. Ravella tilted her head. "Oh, perhaps I can help." But Kairos's eyes scanned the room. "She's not here," he said. "The girl I saw was wearing a violet-threaded shawl." Elira's breath caught in her throat. Behind her, Mira had followed. "That sounds like—" Elira turned quickly, but it was too late. Mira's eyes widened, a sly smile curled on her lips. "Of course," she said sweetly. "You must mean one of us." Lady Caldria stepped forward quickly. "You'll forgive the girls, Lord Cairos. They walk the markets often. Perhaps you saw one with a shawl. You know how lighting plays tricks in the snow." But Lord Cairos's face darkened. "No, I would not forget her." He turned to leave, but not before giving them one last look, his voice colder this time. "If she lives in this house, tell her I will return, and when I do, I expect honesty." Then he was gone, snow swirling like whispers around his carriage wheels. The door shut. Silence. Then, a storm. "Was it you?" Ravella screamed, turning on Elira. "Did he see you?" Elira opened her mouth, but Caldria struck her first. Not hard, but enough to silence her. "You do not speak unless spoken to," she snapped. "Go back to your room." Ravella grabbed her by the arm. "Not the room, the cellar. Lock her there, until we decide what to do with this little parasite." Elira stumbled, but she didn't fight back. Mira leaned close and whispered in her ear, "You think you're winning, but he won't want you when he learns who you are, nothing but a cleaning girl in cinders." Elira was shoved into the dark cellar. The door slammed shut behind her, and in the cold silence, she finally cried. Not for the pain, not for the cellar, but because someone had seen her. And maybe, just maybe, he would come back.